Our Yard Podcast. This is going to be the second episode with your host, Swaggy T and Hogmaster Harley. And we got a special guest today. It's probably going to be some technical difficulties. And
Possibly.
surprise, surprise, that was our special guest last week as well.
But we're here. We're going to talk about, we're going to go over some SmackDown, preview Summer Slam, so I can get into it. Talk a little b-ball. Oh.
Talk a little b-ball for them. Speaking of which, Team USA had a nail biter with South Sudan, came down to 101 to 100.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know if I can say with 100% confidence that that is the level of basketball Team USA needs to be playing to get the gold, but
I mean, you would think, with all the star power they have, like having pretty much having that big ass super team, it'd be more, they could handle other countries, but here we are in the year of our Lord 2024. What?
yep. So we will see if they get it. It'll be their fifth straight. It'll be the Team USA's fifth straight gold. So, I mean, we're U.S. homers, so obviously we hope they medal at the very least. Gold is kind of with the history we got. It's like gold is the minimum. So I guess we'll kind of see, and that's kind of part of the reason I usually don't even pay attention to Olympic basketball as much as I probably should, just because it's like, all right, who's going to get silver? And I want that to be different. I would like there to be some variety, but we don't get that. So it's just we get what we get. And then you have a bunch of old people pissed off blaming a 18-year-old LeBron James for getting a bronze. And that's goofy as shit, but it is the past, I guess.
Yep. Well,
But
I guess we can get into the SmackDown, get into the wrestling.
yeah, now that scab's picked off.
Do what?
Now that scab's picked off, let's get into the nitty gritty. I think the bloodline has been kind of. Here's the thing. I think they should have went to NXT. Like after the whole thing, I think Cody Rhodes dropping to somebody isn't a bad idea, but Solo Sikoa just is not nearly my first option at all. Like he's not even the best wrestler in that faction, so I don't know why the hell they're trying to push him that hard.
Yeah, I don't really understand why they're trying to get Solo. Like I mean, he hasn't done anything. Like,
Not really. He just rode
I mean,
Roman's
he hasn't done.
coattails for like almost half a, like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah,
Or
like he was just
well,
in a force. Like he didn't do nothing until, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, Roman leaves, and then now they're trying to push him, and then add all these pretty much Haku's sons and one of Umaga's sons. I mean, it's like,
yeah.
I don't know, but there's some people saying that they think that Solo is going to dethrone Cody, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't see a world where that's possible right now. I mean,
Maybe here in like a year after he develops a little more, but even then,
yeah,
I think Cody will have dropped it by then.
because I don't know, like a singles. I don't see Solo as anything more than like at this very point. Like, I don't even know about a mid card title, let alone a world heavyweight or a world championship.
I could see him giving Obafemi a really good run for the NXT North American Championship. That's kind of the extent of where I'm at. I think they would have a good match, but I also think Obafemi is going to wind up being fucking future world champion. So there's that.
Yeah, Obafemi he's a dominant force. Mm. Bless.
No, the
Yeah, I have stuff going on. I'm in a good mood. I'm laughing so well.
oh, that's all good. You'll have that on these big times.
But we'll do the SmackDown lineup. I guess they started off with Andrade and versus Carmelo Hayes, and
Fantastic fucking
like
match.
Andrade coming out, he's getting a little bit more reaction, which I really like. In ring wise, he's one of my favorites right
I
now.
think Money in the Bank definitely helps.
It did help, but like by the end of it, they were like the crowd was into it. Like
Yeah.
they like Andrade and Carmelo in the ring, like they have some really good in ring chemistry. Like those dudes they were putting on a clinic last night just to be the opening, just to be an opening, you know, match.
Well, I mean, they're kind of taking a page out of WCW's playbook with that, like starting off the match with like a cruiserweight contest, and kind of stole the show and everything after that. I mean, there were some good moments after that. I mean, I personally enjoyed the tag team match, but the ending of the tag team match, like the whole like outro segment, it's not even that it's a heel faction going over Cody. It's the whole. This has been the same ending they've had like 3 weeks in a row. And it's getting a little tiresome,
Yeah, because first it was Randy and Kevin they attacked, and then
Yep.
it was last week they came out there and attacked
Cody and Randy put Randy on the shelf again.
DIY A Town Down Under, and then they attacked Cody and Randy, and then this week it was Randy. This week it was Cody and Kevin. I don't know. It's like, I mean, I guess that's their thought process of building up to SummerSlam for a world title match, but I don't know. I'm just not bought it. I'm not bought into it with how they're doing it, but
I can't say I'm bought into it either. They don't. I don't really see, because like there's putting a champion in a spot to give him heat, like Edge going over Jeff Hardy with the Money in the Bank,
yeah.
and then you have shit like Jinder Mahal and the Great Khali, and Lord forbid, I mean, you gotta like Vladimir Kozlov had a fucking he was in that trajectory of like having matches. I think he had a heavyweight title shot match.
Yeah.
And then like within a year he became a comedy act. Fucking double E.
Double E. Never forget.
I love double E.
But then you had Bianca versus Chelsea, which was just a
Chelsea's getting better and better, but
they just squashed her.
I
Though.
just
I don't know.
oh yeah, but it's kind of a
I guess
it is what it is. I mean, after that spot at the Money in the Bank, I thought they were going to be pushing her a little bit more, but I guess not.
they just went back to doing squash matches with her. I don't know. I don't get it. And then I don't know. Like, I mean, there's really nothing much to say about that. I mean, it was just a squat. Like it was over before you knew it.
Yeah, I didn't even realize like the match had just got underway and pretty much she was getting counted for a 3. And
yeah,
I know I really like Bianca, but that just
that's just
I
kind of
guess it is what it is.
yeah.
She's kind of
And then
she's kind of
you had the
like
tag
the Santino Marella of our generation.
Then you had the tag team come over the Titantron, the tag team champions. I think their names Unholy Union, Isla Dawn, and Alba Fire.
Yeah,
They came out there and just I mean, they kind of. I guess they're pushing some kind of storyline for them to have a title match at some
For
point.
Bianca Belair and Jade
Yeah, more than
Cardinal. I guess
likely.
they're gonna get that rematch.
Yeah, more than likely it'll be Bianca and Jade Cargill. I figure they'll get the titles back. Because in any other time, you would be, I don't know, like you would take the titles off of them, split them up, and then have them do singles. But like, there's a lot going on in the women's championship division. Like both
Mm-hmm.
pictures, without them two involved. Of course, Liv and Rhea. That's just the whole,
Liv
that's
and
just the
Rhea,
whole.
that's more of a feud than it is anything. That's real personal.
Yeah,
And I guess, like, to an extent, the Bailey and Nia Jax thing is personal because Nia Jax put Bailey on the shelf in the infancy of her career. And I mean, you could still argue that she is a dangerous worker, but I feel like she is getting better, like in the ring when it comes to like not hurting people. But
yeah.
so there's a lot to be desired with her mic work. Like
Mhm.
I'm not a fan of Nia's mic work at all.
No, it's subpar at best on a good
It
day.
no, it fucking sucks on a good day. I'm sorry. It's just
Yeah.
it is what it is. Thank God she can wrestle.
Yeah. What's that said? Like her wrestling, like that finishing move though, Annihilator, like
Dude, that one she
it's
gave Lyra
actually,
Valkyria still fucks with me.
yeah.
And then Lyra, and I thought Lyra was gonna be hurt. No, she came back that next week, no problem. So I mean, there must be something to it, or maybe she offended her backstage or something. I don't know what happened, but that was it. Just seemed it looked stiff as fuck. But 9 times out of 10, she's giving it pretty safe. So maybe Lyra asked for it to be stiff. I don't know.
Mhm. But see, I don't know, but yeah, you got like Nia and Bailey. You got them going against each other, and then that's gonna be that. And then you got Tiffany Stratton in the mix with the Money in the Bank briefcase, and I don't know,
I
it's
would
gonna be.
love for Tiffany to. I feel like Nia's probably going to go over at SummerSlam, but I do. I would really like for Tiffy to be the one to. I'd like for Nia to be the one Tiffy cashed in on.
Yeah, it would.
But I guess
I
we'll
don't know,
see.
storyline.
Speaking of
But
contracts,
yeah,
though, LA Knight and Logan Paul.
mm,
That was a nice little segment
yeah,
last night. Yeah,
that was that was good.
I gotta be
LA
honest,
Knight,
dude. LA Knight. I feel like LA Knight came out on top in the promo department, but no, Logan Paul definitely he did. He held his own. I mean,
yeah, he was neck and neck with him. It was a good. I mean, it was a good promo battle, and then of course a little bit of Logan Paul attacking him, blindsided him. But then that match is yeah, that match that's gonna be that if they're both on their A game, that match is liable to take match of the night. I
I
mean,
fully agree.
even with Gunther and Damien, and like I'm not even gonna talk about.
Well, yeah,
I'm not.
we'll get on that in a
Yeah.
sec. We'll get on Raw in a second.
We'll get on Ron. We'll get on SummerSlam review in a little bit, but yeah. And then next it was Tiffany. Yeah, Tiffany Stratton versus Michin, which was dude. I have to
Machin
say,
has been kind of playing this role of like putting over heels lately. Like seems like every show.
yeah, and she
But she's
finally went
also got
over
this.
last
She's got this beef. She got like a mini beef going on with Nia Jax going into SummerSlam. I think Tiffany and Nia being friends. It's just kind of an extension of that.
night, but then Michin actually went over last night, which was nice to see. But lately, like I would say over the last month and a half, Mei Chen, she's like, she's damn near had a match like every SmackDown. Or
Mm-hmm.
she's been in a
She's on
she's been
NXT
in a
a few
backstage
weeks ago.
segment, and like her in ring ability is top notch right now. Like she is wonderful in the ring. I mean, like, dude, that tornado DDT she does was like the
I
spot.
think we were, we were talking about women's mid card titles. I think Mei Chen would be a perfect women's United States champion.
Oh yeah,
I think that would
yeah,
be absolutely, that'd be perfect.
yeah. She would feel those shoes good. Like
Hmm.
that would definitely be something. But yeah, her and Tiffany put on a they put on a hell of a match last night. Like just for being in the middle of the show, which I'm sure it got a Meltzer 1.5 star rating.
I don't, Meltzer don't know shit from a sandwich, so I don't really think his it's not even that he likes other like I'm sure he likes wrestling in the WWE promotion, but like he has something against the promotion itself, so he just always. I mean, like even Will Ospreay wound up saying it's like I'm not on Kurt Angle's level, and Kurt Angle never got a 5-star rating, so I'm not taking any of those ratings as seriously.
Yeah,
And then like MJF and Ospreay the other night put on like a 10-star match apparently. So I don't know what the hell Meltzer's rating really even means. It's just really his opinion at the end of the day. So
yeah. But they also showed there's a men's tag team gauntlet match on SmackDown next week. Going like to find out who's going to face DIY, which I don't know. I don't think it's going to be at SummerSlam. I think it's going to be on the SmackDown before. If I had to
right.
take a guess, but they're having a gauntlet match, which like a tag team gauntlet match is that's a lot. Like especially if you have one team that goes through the whole. If they go the whole round,
Yeah.
like if they go start out first and end up being in last, but being in the sixth match, which I don't. I don't know. That's interesting because I mean, which I kind of like that already better than what A Town Down Under was doing because at least DIY is trying to get some opponents, to battle for the belts. Like my God, just defend the titles. Like
Yeah. I mean that's how you make them legitimate. You put them in matches and you defend them. Make them busy titles. That
yep,
gives them the prestige of being busy titles. But don't make them so busy that they're like a 24/7 championship or a hardcore championship.
yeah, something where it's like you can have it for 10 minutes and then lose it sleeping on an airplane or something.
Yeah. Like what the Intercontinental and US titles are supposed to be.
Yeah.
Except no, Logan Paul's got that boxer mentality. He's like, no, I can defend it 3 times a year and I'm okay.
Yeah, I mean, this will be his third defense in 9 months,
That's my point.
right? Yeah. I mean, which I think this is. I don't know. We can talk about that when we get to the SummerSlam review next, but our
Yeah.
preview. But then the last segment was A Town Down Under versus Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. Which I mean, it was obviously it's a good match. Like all those dudes are good workers. Like
It's a great
Grayson
match.
Waller, Grayson Waller and Austin Theory they work really well together. And they're I don't like Grayson Waller is good. It's just I don't know. There's something about him that's just he doesn't have that next like that superstar level. Like that aura to him, I guess. as the kids
I
are
think
saying
he's
now.
somebody that he's somebody I think that could benefit with a NXT visit. You know,
Oh
for
yeah,
like a good singles run. I could see him going for the world title. I don't know if he'd win it, but I could see him going for it.
yeah, going for the NXT.
Because Austin Theory is as developed as it gets. Like, there's definitely a big talent difference in that group. I will say Grayson Waller is a hell of a salesman. Because I don't,
Oh
you've
yeah,
noticed like every time Johnny Gargano gives that tornado destroyer, it's always Waller that gets it.
yep.
And any
He
wild
sells it.
flippy move that Gargano does with somebody, it's always Waller that's always taking it. So I got to give him that much credit. But
But I mean, that was about like it was. I mean, it was a good match, and then it was just, you know, here comes the Bloodline 2.0. Jesus fucking Christ, load the musket. That shit. I'm about tired of it. I can't deal
please
with it.
get it out of here.
Get that shit. Tomaloa in the ring, like trying to pick up Kevin Owens on his, or was it Kevin Owens? Or he might have picked up Cody. No, it was Kevin. Yeah, he was trying to pick up Kevin, and then Kevin put like Claude did the like caught his eye, like the old Haku special move.
Yeah.
I was like, but anyway, yeah, Tomaloa, he's the worst, and then Tomatonga's like, he sounds like
I wouldn't
fucking.
know. I'd put if we're gonna go off like what they're capable of, I'd say Tama is better than Solo. It's not super. It's not like a massive gap between them, but like if we're looking at like what they're capable of doing in the ring as a whole,
Oh yeah,
I'd say
Tomatonga's the best.
Tama Tonga, that cutter he has is fucking amazing.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know if he'll
wild to
bring
me
it
that
to the
they're not.
WWE or not, but it is a great cutter.
Well, I don't see why they wouldn't. I mean, they finally let Sami Zayn do his El Generico finisher on Gunther, but Gunther's also one of the best workers, if not the best worker the company's got. So I can imagine.
Yeah.
But also previously stated, we will get on him in just a minute. But yeah, I think that SmackDown it left a bit to be desired, but I think it was better than like the week before last
It was way
SmackDown
better than last week.
because we actually recorded the podcast before the last SmackDown came on, so we didn't even get to talk about that one, and we're not going to because it was just bullshit.
Yeah, it wasn't good at
It was
all.
not good at all. Just that's why I'm very grateful that Raw is going to be going to Netflix because I don't know how they're going to do commercials. They may not do commercials.
They're supposed to not do commercials. Like it's supposed to be just 2 hours of Raw. Like
And
just supposed to be
honestly,
2 hours of.
commercials included, that's pretty much what we're getting already. So, I
Yeah.
mean, not much. I mean, might be like an extra 20, 30 minutes we're losing, but at the same time, if it's 2 hours uncut, I'd rather have that than 3 hours of,
With commercials.
yeah, commercialized. But anything's better than what they got going on SmackDown right now.
The
they need to
SmackDown
wake the
being
fuck,
two
they need
hours
to
is
wake
just
the
not.
fuck up.
It's not. It's not good because the bloodline just takes up all the damn time.
It is what it is. Personally, I'm sick of it, but I guess
Yeah.
we'll see. I mean, I'm hoping Roman's coming back
He's supposed to
sooner
come
than
back
later.
August 2nd, the night of the Friday before Summer Slam, which is in 2 weeks.
All right.
So
Well,
he should be there. But speaking of that,
13
we'll
days.
go to the Summer Slam preview and give a little bit of insight on that. Which right now it's looking there's going to be right
LA
now.
Knight, Logan Paul. We'll go ahead and start with the SmackDown one since we were just talking about it.
Yeah, it's looking to be Logan Paul and LA Knight for the U.S. title, and then Bailey versus Nia for the women's WWE title. Then
Solo versus Cody for
yeah,
the
Cody,
Universal title.
yeah, Cody versus Solo for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship.
That's
And
right.
then on Raw, you have the Women's World Championship for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship with Liv versus Rhea, and then Damian Priest versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. Which I guess we can just start off with that because I'm gonna have to keep it 100. That Damian Priest, I thought was going to be a paper champion. Like I did, I thought he was going to be transitional. I didn't think he would make it past fast lane. How about backlash? Ooh. I didn't think he was going to make it past backlash, and by God, he has. And he's like, yeah, there's been some, with the matches with Drew and shit. Like, there's been some faulty finishes or whatever with CM Punk and all that. But it's like, dude, he is actually one hell of a champion. Like
Oh,
I
I'm
like
loving
it's
it.
kind of
Like
yeah.
it's
Like
gonna be a bitter.
I
It's
bought
gonna be
into it.
bittersweet as fuck. Like whatever happens, that's the problem right now. It's like I'm like I wanted gun. I think it was back at like King of the Ring. As soon as it was official that Gunther was going to be getting his first heavyweight title shot, or his first against Damian Priest anyway. And I was excited because it's going to be, Gunther's finally going to be the heavyweight champion. We knew he was going to be 3 years ago, 4 years ago,
Yeah,
and now that it's finally here, the champion we got is definitely God. He's growing on me, man. That promo he had on Raw, him and Gunther went at it, and I got to say, Damian. I think Damian got him on the promo, and that was one of the best promos of the year
it
by
was
anybody.
it was something. I mean, it was like I was like he's been growing on me really since like the only pay per view he hasn't defended at was King of the Ring, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the only one he
yeah,
hasn't
no, he did.
defended on. And then like Clash at the Castle, that's when he grew. I was like, damn, like he's actually, he's actually about it. Which even though he did have the botch, which where the ropes were messed up, he got his ankle caught, which I thought his leg was gonna break. Like that was pretty horrible. But he, but not like after like since then, like he's just grown on me, and he's been like his promos have been hell of a lot better. And then the whole thing with the Judgment Day, like I don't need them, they need me more than I need them. Blah blah, all that. I don't know. I just damn, I've been bought
I
into
mean,
him. Like
it's
the
been
dude,
like a slow face turn. It's been like a slow burn kind of face turn, and I feel like he's. I mean, I get essentially like on paper he's probably still a heel, but I feel like by the end of SummerSlam, if not by that Monday before, he's probably going to be like officially like people popping for him more than
yeah. And
because
they
he's still
popped
kind of
for him the
getting
other night.
he's still kind of getting like a mix, kind of like what John Cena used to get back in the day, like cheer boo, just not nearly as loud.
Yeah, and now he's going full on. Like people
Yeah,
are just cheering for him, getting big pops. I mean, it's beautiful. Like the dude's just, yeah, he's something serious. Oh yeah, appreciate it, man. Thank you. But yeah, it's but anyways, damn, what anyways, yeah, Damian Priest is like completely got me bought into him, and now And like this whole time, if you would have asked me since King of the Ring, I'm like, yeah, Gunther's winning. Gunther's winning. Now I'm like, damn, Damian might win. Like I finally like I'm just bought into the point where I'm like, damn, he actually might not win the damn title. Like, I'd like to see what
It's very
happens.
possible. I mean, whatever happens, I feel like whatever happens, I'm going to be a little bittersweet about it. But I think Gunther losing would definitely. I think it would. It's not going to hurt Gunther's legacy to lose his first heavyweight title shot. I don't think.
No, it won't hurt his leg.
But
Like he's gonna be a champion, and I think
he could retire
Damian.
right now and be first ballot Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah,
If you
just with that
if you want to break it down to
Intercontinental.
brass tacks, and he ain't even 40. So I mean, it
And
really
then
like let that time pass, and by Mania, I mean he could be winning at Mania or even the Rumble, and
yeah,
be a hell of a match regardless.
and then Damian. I mean, I think Damian's gonna be a multi-time champ because I think he's shown that he can do it now. And
Yeah, I
if he
think he's gonna
loses
be.
at SummerSlam, I think he's gonna end up getting it back at some point. He'll have another run again, and of course, whatever happens with Gunther, like you said, he'll be a champion regardless too. So it don't. I don't know. I'm very excited for that because I think, which I know I said Logan Paul and LA Knight, if they're on their A game, they can be match of the night.
That's the other
Which is
match of the night
possible,
potentially.
but like now here's the thing: like Gunther and Damian Priest they have the capability of putting on match of the year if Damian Priest is on his A game because we know Gunther's going to be like ready.
Oh
Like
yeah,
he don't put on bad matches, so I'm very excited for that. I wish that would be the main event, which it's not because Cody said last night that him and Solo are going to be the main event, and that's depressing. But whatever.
well, I mean,
But for
what
the
did you
next
expect?
match,
Like, to be, I mean, I can't say I'm too surprised about that, but honestly, like with all the buildup, you would think that Rhea Ripley and Liv was going to be the main event. They've
yeah,
been building that since directly after Mania.
it'll probably go on what second before, like right before, or hell, it could open. They could just open up the show with that and get everybody going. You never know.
Yeah.
But Liv and Rhea, we'll talk about that. That that whole beef
This is
has been
pretty
going
much the
on.
battle, the custody of Dominic match. Even though I think Rhea's already moved on to Jey Uso. Myself, they've been to the Waffle House. Oh, and she got it smothered and covered.
Now she's about to have 6 Samoan kids.
Yeah, that's right. The Australian bloodline is real, and it can hurt you. Buddy Matthews is horrified.
But but Liv and Rhea, hell, they used to tag team together, and they've had a lot of good chemistry. Like they've had even after they split up and have matches. I mean, Liv is the last person to pin Rhea, so
Yeah,
there's some history there. Which I'll say this, my prediction, I think Liv's gonna win because if Rhea wins already, it's gonna be like the story. I don't know. I don't feel like the storyline can keep going. I mean, it can, but I just feel like if she loses once and then finally, like, say she wins it back at Bad Blood, in October, like, that'll be, which Bad Blood, that pay per view, like, it just seems like it would be perfect for them, like, for Rhea to face her and then win it, you know?
yeah. Do you think
Like,
they're going to have an intercontinental match?
Do I think they will have one?
Yeah, do you think they will have one? And if so, what do you think it'll be?
Hmm. If they
'Cause I have
actually
my
have the,
prediction on it.
I'm gonna say my prediction is it would be a triple threat with Ilya, Ron, and Sammy.
Elia?
Yeah, Ilya, Ron, and Sammy. I think it'd be a triple threat.
Yeah, and then Braun would probably pin Elia, and then Sammy would say he didn't get pinned, but
Yeah,
it
but
wouldn't
he'll
matter.
lose the title.
Yeah, I do feel like if Braun gets another title shot, he needs to win it. Personally, like I mean, again, like I'm I'm kind of a little bittersweet that Braun lost at SummerSlam, but like I'm not that hurt about it. But again, if he gets another, or my bad, Money in the Bank, but if he gets another shot, he needs to definitely capitalize on it. Because I would like to see Braun Breaker being the Intercontinental Champion, you know, for a couple months at least.
Yeah, he
Maybe
was
drop it at maybe drop it at the Rumble or Bad Blood or something.
probably the Rumble, maybe Elimination Chamber.
Maybe even Survivor Series.
Yeah,
As many people are getting involved, I mean, that'd be kind of an interesting little war games. Just a
oh yeah,
free for all
for the
for
IC
the
title.
Intercontinental Champ.
That
I
would
don't,
be
I don't, I don't think they would push that much for the IC title, but you never know.
yeah. I mean,
I
they
think,
did
I
have
think War Games is going to be the Bloodline again.
yeah, probably. It'll probably be the original Bloodline versus this new one.
Yeah,
I'm sure. I'm sure of it. But I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I mean, there's still what two got two Monday Night Raws, or yeah, we got two Raws before SummerSlam. I mean, we could have an Intercontinental come up. It's
we
very well
could.
likely.
I mean, the SummerSlam card's looking pretty stacked already. That's
Oh
why I'm
yeah.
wondering. I
I
mean, the
mean,
ways like we talked about last time, he goes for a Triple H's been going for a very less is more approach, but with it being SummerSlam, you could put on
seven. You could have eight matches if you wanted to.
8 20-minute matches on average.
Yep.
It's 160 minutes. That's less than 3 hours. Intros included. I mean, yeah, that's like a 4 or 5 hour show. You could do that. Throw another 2 matches. You have 10 matches, and then you have a 5 hour show.
Yeah. That I mean,
It is your second biggest pay per view of the year.
cause I don't know if they're doing Night of Champions. Because I always like Night of Champions just for the like when they bring it around, just because you get the everybody's defending the title. Like you get all the
Yeah,
ice, you get all the mid card, you get all the tag team, all that stuff, which would be
yeah.
cool to see. I don't like I said I don't know if they're doing that this year. I would I don't think they are. I wouldn't think so unless they do it in like say
Hmm.
or the end of yeah it'd have to be September because Bad Blood's October 5th. This is the first weekend of October, and then you have Crown Jewel at the beginning of November, and then Survivor Series at the end of November. And more than likely, they probably won't have a pay per view in December again. So
Hmm. Yeah, you got to leave it open for Jesus
yeah,
and Santa
and then
and
let's
Jewish
see,
Santa.
and then the other matches we have for SummerSlam are going to be for the SmackDown. You got we'll just talk about the Cody and Solo. Just go ahead and get it over with. I don't want to talk about it. I just
Just rip
tired of
that
it. Like
band-aid off. We got to.
we've already explained we've already explained like how we feel about it. Just take, you know, it's. I mean, I don't see where Cody loses. I don't know, like, because here's the thing: like, if Solo wins, he'll have to drop that shit at Bash in Berlin in a few weeks later because the the wrestling community will be up in flames about that.
Everyone except for the people that legitimately hate Cody. I mean, you
Oh
still
yeah,
got people that are.
that's all the Roman fans, but pretty much.
Yeah, I can't say I'm too surprised about that. They love their Roman Reigns.
But even at that point, like if you're a Roman fan, wouldn't you think? I don't know. Wouldn't you be upset about this new bloodline? Since they just trying to take over in a race, Roman as a
Pretty
tribal
much
chief.
open challenge to Roman as soon as he comes back. Put Paul Heyman on the shelf. Murdered Paul, just a slight murdering of Paul Heyman.
Yep.
It's generational heat, and
Oh
they're
yeah.
not even good. I think that's the
Yeah.
biggest source of the heat is like people aren't even. They're not even happy. It's not even a happy kind of heat like Dominic Mysterio. It's like, oh, he's about to talk. Let's boo him out of the building.
No, it's just like get this dude out of here. Like
Get this dude out of here. We need the big dog Ryback to come back and
the big dog, Ryback.
mm, feed me more.
Or if you feed them to get, if you fuse them together, then you got Raw Reigns.
Roman back.
Raw Reigns, Raw Reigns,
It's the world's most cursed Pokemon.
Raw Reigns.
Ryring, Ryring.
It's it's
He's
just
got
Ryback with Roman Reigns hair.
yeah. They got one eye and 3 ears. Fucking worst underbite you've ever seen. They keep him in the basement and feed him wet food. Ryring. They just let him out one time a year. It's to whoop Solo's ass.
but yeah, anyways, I'm just my prediction. I'm gonna go. I'll just go Cody. Safe bet, I guess. Well, I guess my
Cody does seem
predictions.
like
Which I guess my predictions on the other ones. I'll go like I said. Liv. I think she'll win for the story, and I think I'll go Gunther since I've been on that hill forever. So I'll just say Gunther, but I'll just be bittersweet. Like I'll just be a little heartbroken either way.
yeah. Man, it's going to be a great match regardless. And, like, those are usually the best matches where you're going to be happy either way.
Yep. And
And
then we got Nia and Bailey. And
Nia and Bailey's
I
going
mean,
to be a great match, too.
yeah, Bailey. I mean, Bailey puts on some good matches, and I actually like this. Like they've built a storyline finally for her defense. Like she's defended at most of these pay per views since Mania, and like she's had, like obviously she's put on great matches, but it's the only thing about her reign is kind of being a little. It's been a little flat, I guess, with the storyline department. Like she just hasn't had great build ups and stuff like that, but she's actually having a good build up right now. And she attacked. She destroyed the briefcase of Tiffany Stratton Money in the Bank last night, and then you know they went after Nia and all that. I mean, I think like it's a good. They finally got a good storyline for her going, and I think it'll. I mean, I don't know. It's like it's going in the right direction finally.
I
I
agree.
think I think Nia. I do believe Nia's going to win, and Nia. I think she'll win, and then now our friend Jordan, he says that Tiffany's going to cash in on her at SummerSlam, but I don't know. I don't know if she'll cash in because that'd be the second year in a row because EO cashed in on she cashed at SummerSlam. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll do it 2 years in a row. I can't put it past them. You don't ever know what they'll do, but I
Yeah.
think Nia. I think Nia's actually going to have like a little bit of a run. I think she'll have like a few month run, and then then it'll end up going that like Tiffany will end up cashing in. I say the latest she'll cash in at the Rumble, and if not the earliest, I think Survivor Series. I would say Survivor Series.
And she could very well cash it in. I'm going to go ahead and make my guess that she's going to be cashing it in at Bad Blood. Anybody listening? Thank you for listening. Like and comment what you think. What you think Tiffy's going to do with the Money in the Bank, and share if you think Nia's going to win, or if you would eat corn chips out of her bed sores. Now on to now on to. I don't know if we're going to be doing. Do you even think they're going to be doing anything with the tag team, or
Mm,
like the like either one of the tag team championships?
I don't know. Like I said, they're having a gauntlet match next week to see who'll face DIY, but I think that's going to be facing them like the Friday before SummerSlam. Because I've noticed with the tag teams, they've been putting them like the night before. They've been defending them at pay per view. Like the night before pay per view, they've been defending them on that SmackDown.
Oh
So
yeah.
I feel like that's what they're going to do is just defend it there, but uh, defend it the night before. But I don't. I mean, they could possibly. I mean, they could put it on SummerSlam. I mean, like you said, Triple H has been booking like less is more. So hey, I don't. They already have 5 matches, so I don't know. They might. I mean, it's possible, but
I mean,
I don't
high
know.
end, they probably put five more, and that'd probably be about it. But honestly, there's one match we didn't even talk about the possibility of, and that's Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, and that may happen. It may not. I don't know. I guess we'll
Yeah,
see.
I don't know if CM Punk is cleared. He's going to be on Monday Night Raw, and he's going to address the crowd. So I don't know. He might actually come back, and he might actually like finally come back, and then say he can wrestle. Like he might be cleared. If he's cleared, they gotta have they have to have CM Punk and Drew McIntyre at SummerSlam because that has by far been the best storyline of the year, and it's not even
Mm-hmm.
close.
I mean, it's been going on since before Mania. It's been going on since the Rumble, arguably,
Yeah,
maybe even
whenever
before then. But
the Rumble is when it really just.
the
I
Rumble's
mean,
when it like kicked off.
yeah, because that's when McIntyre he gave him the Future Shock DDT and tore CM Punk's tricep. That's
Yep. Well, fragile Phil.
fragile. That's I mean, I mean that storyline's been building all year, literally, and I don't know.
If you're
See
just
how
tuning
that.
in, this is the R Yard podcast. This is the second episode. Um, we got the ghost of Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit in here.
Oh no, we're canceled now.
No, that'll
It's
happen.
redacted. It's redacted. You can't speak.
No, and that's pretty much the end of the R Yard podcast, episode 2. Like, comment, and subscribe. Comment. What are 5 songs that just make you absolutely happier than any other song you've ever heard in your life? And with that said, that'll do it. From Swaggy T, Lonely Jordan, and
Hogmaster.
Hogmaster. Hogmaster. Don't play leapfrog with a unicorn. Okay. So you want me to... So you... God damn. Well,
About 4 inches.
it's about 4 inches long, and he's got a fucking mushroom head.